Hey there, scrappy friends. Suzanne here in the studio today, back again with some more Jen Hadfield Live and Let Grow. As you know, I did a big video last week and had quite a few layouts from using the Jen Hadfield 12 by 12 collection. Plus we had some, my sister and I each had a 6 by 8 pad. So we used a little bit of that too. But there was still quite a bit of this left over. So I thought I would try and use it up and then give you some of my tips just that I've come across by actually trying to use up this paper pad, and maybe you'll find them helpful. Okay, so the first tip is, this is a layout of my husband and I in Napa Valley in January of 2023. And these were just some of my favorite photos. Our friends caught me looking up at the sky and then at them, but I took off my sunglasses. So I just liked all three of these pictures, so I wanted to scrap them. So the first way I think of a 6 by 8 is just a shorter version of a 12 by 12. And as you can see here, I have 3 stripes. So if I had a 4 by 12 piece of paper, one of the ways I might use it is to put 3 of them across the page. So what I've done here is I've trimmed down some 6 by 8 to 3 3/4 by 7 1/2. And why 7 1/2, you said? Just because it's twice what 3 3/4 is, so I thought it would look aesthetically pleasing. And it did. And then I crossed all 3 of these here then with a couple of pieces of scrap 12 by 12 and a zip strip. So that uses up a big piece of a good portion of the 6 by 8. So let me go ahead and show you some of these pretty embellishment clusters. Okay, so there was that one. Okay, next up, here's a picture of my brother, who is a fisherman, and there was just one piece of fishing paper in this 6 by 8, so I tried to use that up. So here I'm just doing inch by inch strips. So I took 3 strips, sliced them at 1 by 6 inches, and then I laid them slightly cattywampus because this is outdoors, so it's not going to be, you want it to be a little messy. And then I used a strip of 6 by 1 here also. So I think this turned out really fun. These embellishments were from my iris box. My husband and son are fishermen. My dad and brothers are fishermen. So a lot of fishing go on. So I have a whole iris box full of fishing papers as well as embellishments that work well with that. Okay, so there is the second tip. Use it inch by inch. And of course that works on a 6 by 6 as well. Okay, here is my next layout. This actually has 3 good ideas on it. Can you spot the first one? Well, obviously, this is a large photo mat. It's not quite 6 by 8. I think I cut off a 1/4 inch all around. So, but it works nicely with the 5 by 7 photo. And then I did a second skinny mat, so it looks more like museum framing that you would see at a professional framers for the photo mats. So that was the first one. The second one here is, this may look like it's a 3 by 12 piece of paper, but it's not. It's actually 2 3 by 6s butted up to each other. And then I've used an embellishment cluster to hide the seam. So that looks pretty good, doesn't it? And I'm using up big swaths of paper. Also, another one here is to cut shapes. So I've got 3 shapes here. I did this great big one to really complement all the green in the background here. And then I did 3 out of the foil and used them each in an embellishment cluster. So, you know, once you've cut this big thing out of a 6 by 8, you might have some corners or whatever where you can get your circles or hexagons or stars or whatever else you wanted. Here I've actually used zip strips, but this is another place where if you cut 1/2 inch by 6 inch strips, you could vary these along the bottom. And that would make a nice treatment too, to be able to use up those little bitty bits. Okay, this was going pretty well, but then I was out of printed photos that I could use with this paper, but I still had quite a bit of paper, so I thought, okay, some of your other go-to layouts, and this one I've done before using 4x6 cards. So I basically cut a 6x8 piece of paper in half into two 4x6s, and then I put them across the paper here and here. So that's another way to use it up. And maybe it's because I'm an accountant and I'm good with numbers, you know, that I think about the fact that it's just two 4x6s. Okay, and then here I used a lot of the circles again. Line them up there and here. So this is that same Explore. So these papers will end up going with the ones I created last week, and I'll have like quite a few pages. While I was doing that, looking back at those pages, oh, let me bring those back and show you the embellishment clusters. Very fun here. Stay patient and trust your journey. Down here, we have 3 of the circles, and then some die cuts and stickers. And then over on this page, every day is a fresh start. We got a suitcase. And again, stickers here to write a little something for each of the photos. I also thought one of them, last week I showed you the layout, but then this week I had a couple of die cuts I really wanted to use. So I went ahead and I made a insert page. And I was able to use up this. So that's another idea. Some of these are scraps from the 6x8 pad that have been cut down. Alrighty. Okay, then last but not least is cards. Well, you're saying, Suzanne, that's awfully predictable, and you would be right, except think about Slimline cards. I was looking through this, Make It From Your Heart, Volume 6, and I realized that, again, I'm a numbers person, that this layout here called for the base of it to be, the first layer to be 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. I thought, well, I could just get 2 of those if I get it to a 3x8 out of each 6x8 piece of paper. So I thought, okay, I can do that. And then this circle here, they've got a circle inside a circle, but I could have lots of fun playing with embellishments. And I had lots of embellishments left. So I don't think I can zoom in on these cards because I don't think they're still going to show totally in frame. So you'll have to just bear with me. This one says healing takes time. Again, we've got the gold in the background, and then I added a gold punched circle. And then on the inside, I had enough flower stickers that I was able to add stickers on the inside of each card. This one's thinking of you. And because these all have gold on them, I'm not going to add any other bling to them. Again, flower on the inside. Here's probably what is the prettiest paper in that pad. I'm into pastels, as you know, so here's a love you card with flowers on the inside. Here we're doing the double circle thing, happy day. Again, flowers on the inside. Just a note, here we have a more or less rectangular die cut, so I backed it in gold. Added a couple more die cuts all around it, and a leaf on the inside. This one was really fun. It had this fun person in a hammock. I thought, oh, that'd make a cute card. So I've got 2 other stickers, live in the moment and enjoy. I just thought that was so fun. And flowers on the inside. Here we had a happy birthday Polaroid. I thought about cutting this down so it was just a square, but then I thought, no, the length of the card lends itself to the longer embellishment. So I like that one. This one here, I had a foam sticker, thinking of you. So that's really pretty. Again, we've got some gold and a die cut. And in here, I have gold stickers on the inside, a butterfly and flowers. Here's one where I had, I didn't have the full size 3x8. So I used 2. And then I used a thinner vertical in order to overlap. And then I've got Today Is Your Day, Let's Celebrate Birthday. And then we have a butterfly. And then on the inside, I've got butterflies at the bottom. This was actually a 3x8 piece of the full 12x12 paper. Because this print was bigger, I didn't really see any of the 6x8s that I had left at this point that looked good on top of it, so I didn't do the vertical element. And then I've got gold flowers here and a flower sticker on the inside. At that point, I was running out of the 3x8s, so here I have a 3x4 card in the middle that I've layered with a die cut. And these smaller strips here are bordered with a little bit of wood grain, so I thought that turned out interesting. And then I had a sticker here at the bottom. And then last but not least, this big die cut Celebrate, I wanted to use that, so I rotated my card. I have 3 sections here, and then a circle and a sticker. And then on the inside we have a little flower sticker. So I am really happy with having gotten rid of, used efficiently and effectively, the Jen Hadfield Live and Let Grow 6x8. My sister and I will learn to split 6x8s from now on because it's a lot of paper. So let's really quick go through those 6 quick tips. One, think of it as a shorter version of a 12x12. So instead of thinking 4x12, think maybe 4x8. Second one is use inch-by-inch strips. The third one is to do borders with covered joints. The fourth one is large photo mats. The fifth one is to punch shapes. And the sixth one is to think of it as 4x6s. 4x6 is just half of a 6x8, and that could lead you to do some pocket cards or pocket pages. And then last but not least, sort of the bonus tip number 7 is to do slimline cards because they do use a bigger portion of paper for some of their designs. All right, as always, I appreciate your time and attention. I'll see you back here soon. Bye for a bit.